Welcome back to the Freaky Fab Podcast, you guys. I'm your host, Reese Nicole. And today, that's going to be inserted in the beginning. Hi freaks, 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 hi freaks. Updates before we get started. I'm coming to you guys with my shirt 100% inside out. Okay, and that is 100% intentional because I didn't want the graphic art, if you will, of this shirt to be on display for the whole world today. So, and it's nothing bad, okay? It's nothing bad. It's not like there's a freaking dildo on my shirt. Like, all I have on my shirt is, it's a Zara Larsson shirt. It's a Lush Life Zara Larsson shirt, and I love Zara down, so I 100% would want to promote her, but that's just not the vibe today. And I don't have like a basic plain like pink t-shirt, so I just decided to put my shirt inside out. Okay, that is not a crime. Update number one. Update number two, my nails are black. Can we get into that? There's something about having black nails that I really feel like connected to the divine. Do you understand what I'm saying? It is a ritualistic overflow in my body every time I have on a set of black nails. Fresh new set on a hoe. How do we like them? How do we like them? Okay, guys. First of all, how are you guys today? Comment that down below. And also comment down below your favorite emoji, your most common used emoji. I usually put this at the end of the video, but I notice a lot of you guys don't even make it towards the end of the video. If you even made it 2 minutes into the video, I love you so much. So comment, like, share, comment, do all the good stuff, okay? To become a member of Freak Nation, okay? I wanted to talk about being a late bloomer, okay? Because it's not for the weak. It's really not. I was not taking full advantage of my teenage years. And every time I look back on it, it makes me want to like punch a hole through the wall. Because like that, no one has texted me all day, legit. And the second I turn on my camera, one second, guys. Okay, back to it. A little intermission. Yeah, I didn't take full advantage of my teenage years. And what do I mean by that? I mean that teenage you, like when I think of my teenage years, I low-key think of Euphoria, right? So I think of like sneaking. Dude, I literally turned my ringer off. What the hell? Oh, it's on my iPad. I was like, what the heck? I'm so sorry, guys. When I think of my teenage years, comment down below what you think of when you think of your teenage years. But when I think of my teenage years, I think of Euphoria, right? So like I said, I think of sneaking out of your parents' house and trying weed and maybe going to a little house party, or maybe meeting up with a suspicious man on a suspicious website, which you should not have been on. But you're young and you're wild and you're free, right? Those are all the things I should have done in my teenage years that I'm now, except for like meeting up with the random men on a random website. All the things I'm doing right now are things I should have done during my teenage years. And now that majority of my friends have already had that phase of their teenage life, I'm just now coming into it. And so there's no one around me who wants to have fun anymore. No one wants to have fun anymore. Like, I want to just hit up my friends and be like, hey, do you want to go to this rave? But then I get hit back with like, oh girl, I'm sorry, I got shit to do. I got work, girl, in the morning. And I'm like, oh, okay. You know, like, dang, that sucks. I really should have taken advantage. What was I doing during my high school years? I was such a goody tissues, and I hate myself for it. I was low-key conditioned to be a goody tissues, and a lot of my life I don't even remember through this perspective of my own stature, I guess you could say, in the world. From like elementary school to about 3 years ago, legit, guys, I'm 22. But for a good chunk of my life, I was always looking to be perceived nicely by other people and completely disregarding how I felt in a situation or what I wanted to do, right? And that fucking sucks. I'll be honest. I have a mom who works in corporate America. So my whole life, she's always worked in corporate America. And one of the sacrifices that you have to make living in corporate America is your soul. You literally have to sacrifice your soul. Like you can't like nuck if you buck with someone. Like if someone pisses you off, you just have to like be 100% business and like passive aggressive about it. I don't know. And that's why I can't do corporate America, because if someone pisses me off now, you will be hearing about it. You will be hearing about it. You will be getting some psychological, like psychedelic dreams. You're gonna wake up in cold sweats, okay? You will never get rid of me if you piss me off, okay? Sending you evil eye. Don't piss me off. And that's why I can't work in corporate. But that's how I was moving like my whole childhood, because my mom indirectly taught me to like, you know, be good to my teachers and make sure my teachers like me and make sure the people around me like me. And now that I'm grown up, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. And it pisses me off that I didn't have the logical brain sense to like break out of that. I was always in this mold of like, I have to be perfect and everyone needs to like me, and if everyone doesn't like me, then I'm a failure. So if 1 + 1 is 2 and 2 + 2 is 4, how the fuck did we get here to this bullshit? Because it doesn't make any sense. And if you are living like that too, diva, okay, you little freak diva, I'm still trying to like get used to like calling you guys like your appropriate name, but stop living like that. You lose so much of yourself. And in turn, if someone was to ask you like, oh, what happened last year? You wouldn't be able to answer that question properly, because accurately, I guess I should say, you wouldn't be able to answer that question accurately because you're not going about life doing what you want to do and not giving a fuck about how you're being perceived, you know? And it sucks. Like in high school, was so quiet, okay? Like I was talkative to the people that like I knew and that I cared about. But for the most part, like I was the quiet girl. I was the girl that all the teachers like relied on because they knew I was going to get the work done. I wasn't necessarily like a teacher's pet, thank God. Like I wasn't like sucking up to my teachers and being like, guys, did you forget that the homework is due today? Actually, the homework is due today. I was never like that. I was just quiet. Perfect example, you guys. I was the type of quiet, shy girl in class that if I had a cold, right? If my nose was running, eyes were puffy, if I had a cold, I would legit let the snot run out. Like I would sniffle, but it's kind of like sniffling is kind of like coughing in a sense. Like if you cough or sniffle too much, it's like, girl, do something about it. I hate when people cough so much. Leave the room. Like it's okay to cough, I get it, it's like a human thing, sneezing as well, but it's like, girl, fix it. But no, I was the type of girl that would reach her sniffling limit and just let the snot run out of my nose. If I had a long sleeve, I would like wipe my nose, and don't let the room be quiet, okay? Especially if the room is quiet. I was too nervous to even walk up and get a tissue, get a TP to wipe my nose, because I was like, I don't want anyone looking at me. I don't want to draw too much attention to myself. It actually infuriates me that I was like that, because if I was the type of person I am right now in high school, if I was the type of person I am now in high school, I would probably be a millionaire right now. but like I said, like, it's the late bloomer of it all, because I used to not necessarily hang around, but I knew people that were like the Cassies and the Rues of my high school, right? That would like be strung out, right? And I didn't necessarily like judge them like, oh, something's wrong with you. I would low-key envy them at the time, and I didn't know why. I was like, oh, they're so cool. Like, if I saw someone with dyed hair, I'd be like, oh, they're so cool. Or if I saw someone walk into school one day with full blackout shades on because they were so high, I would be like, oh, that's so cool, right? And I literally didn't start taking like edibles and stuff until like my late senior year, like the week of graduation. The week of graduation was when I was like, okay, let's start getting creative around here. Let's start getting creative in this bitch, okay? Which led into like my freshman year of college, which led into present day. And in no way am I advocating for like teens doing drugs or anything like that. I'm not advocating for that, but like, hey, if you do it, you do it. I'm not like the best role model, okay? The bitch, life is hard. And I'm telling you, if I was prescribed Adderall in 6th grade, I would be CEO of NASA right now. I'm not even joking. I would be Jeff Bezos wealthy, okay, if they gave me Adderall in 6th grade. No joke. I'm not even joking about that. And I guess too, it's like also having parents that just aren't aware of your symptoms, because I look at my niece now and I can legit diagnose her. So whenever she comes to me with a problem, I'm like, well, maybe it's because you act like this. And I immediately clock her. You know what I'm saying? I just never had parents that was like truly in tune. And like I said, my mom was an accountant, my dad was an entrepreneur, so they were both working on their businesses. And truly, honestly, from their generation just didn't know. And I guess it's like a generational thing too. They just didn't know that, you know, I likely had ADHD as a child. So, and especially in girls, ADHD goes so unnoticed. It's crazy. I'm gonna look up the statistic on that. Like ADHD in young girls. I completely typed that so wrong, guys. Look at that. Can you even see that? Dude, I typed that so wrong. ADHD in young girls is severely undiagnosed because it's often manifest as quiet inattention rather than the hyperactive disruptive behavior seen in boys. And that's exactly my point. Not saying that being shy is you being equal to having ADHD, but overall, I definitely had ADHD. And I really wish I would have taken advantage of my high school years. Because not to say that like I'm 22, so like I can still like mess up and like make mistakes and like still do like the same things a teenager can do, because you know, we're not that far off. I don't want to put myself in like unk category, okay? Like I'm still a young hoe, okay? Young hoes run free, okay? That's still me, okay? Don't put me in retirement home just yet, okay? But I think the difference is now that is kind of like jarring is the fact that everyone who is my age, maybe a year or two older, They're having kids. They're getting married. And I'm over here like twisting, trying to just tighten it up here, because it's a little loose every time I see it. And here's the thing, I know I'm gonna get called a hater. I'm gonna get called a hater because women can do what they want with their life. If they want to have a kid, if they want to get married, they absolutely can. You're starting to sound like a little jealous bitch. Jealous of what? Motherhood? Fuck off. Actually, because I'm not jealous of them, but it kind of just makes me go, what the helly, when I see 22, 23, 24-year-olds getting engaged, having kids. And I have to think it's because they had that rebellious phase when they were teenagers. So what's the next stage now is to get married, in their head. I can't say what I would have done if I had my rebellious teenage phase. If I had that, what I would be doing right now. But it 100% makes sense. In my mind, I would then, have my rebellious phase, but then like maybe travel. Right? Maybe with a significant other, sure. But having kids at 22, 23, and if that's the route that is taken when you have your rebellious phase, then thank fuck I didn't have it as a teenager, and I'm having it right now, okay? Because God, having a kid when you're a kid yourself, whew, shout out to all the mothers out there, okay? Being a mother is not easy, so I'm not sitting here shitting on mothers, okay? I see how our mothers work every single day of my life, okay? Before someone gets to, actually, okay, piss off. But, yeah, I just really wish I would have taken advantage of that. It kind of sucks, because I'm like, hey, y'all want to go to the bar tonight? Nah, I gotta go buy diapers. Nah, I got work tomorrow in the a.m. Nah, I got this down the third. And I'm saying this like I have people to text, but I don't. I feel like I'm an anomaly, like an enigma, truly. And I'm not saying that to like kiss my own ass, but like truly, like are there any hot young 20-year-olds in the Midwest, okay, specifically, who aren't? I saw a TikTok, no, not a TikTok, a reel the other day. Intro goes, I'm a 23-year-old mom of 2 under 2. And so I got to thinking, I was like, okay, so you're 23 years old, you're a year older than me, barely, because I'll be 23 in 4 months. 23 years old, and you have 2 kids under 2. So it takes you, I was literally doing the math in my head, guys, and we're going to break it down right now. So it takes you 9 months to curate a child, right, in your belly. You have the kid 9 months loading, then you have the kid, right? So let's just say that's about 10 months, right, of pregnancy, but then like a month of like barely recovered, right? You're still going through postpartum. You still like, your body is still changing, whatever. So about I give you a good solid year, right? Where's the break, right? Because if you have 2 child, so that's 1 child already. You're 1 child in, and another 9 months goes where you're pregnant. The child is now 9 months old. You have your second kid, so you have a 10-month-old and like a newborn, basically. Guys, I went off somewhere. I went to another dimension just to figure that out, okay? And I'm so glad we're here together. Can we just like give each other a hug? I'm just so glad you're here. I'm just so glad you're here because I genuinely tried to do that math in my head when I seen the reel and it didn't make sense to me. But I have you guys, you little freaks, to help me out with math. Yeah, I'm not going to say it's a nightmare because maybe that is her dream life. But for me, nah. So yeah, if you're watching this and you're like 14, 15, go fucking haywire. Be smart, okay? Don't be out here doing things that don't feel right. Like meeting a creepy man on a creepy website. But if, create friends. And have friends that, like to go places. And I'm not talking about the IHOP down the street. I'm talking about, and that's very hard, okay? Because when you live in the Midwest, that's your only option, is the IHOP down the street or Guitar Center, okay? There's not many places to go. But that shouldn't stop you from going out, creating friends. Even if it's like going to the movies or something, right? And it's kind of hard because when you're a teenager, not only, what's my advice to teenagers right now? Go haywire, yes, but you're gonna need the money to do the things you want to do, right? And any amount of money to a teenager is like a shit ton. I remember when I worked at my parents' restaurant when I was like 17 and I made like $200 one week. I felt like I was balling. I felt like Jeff Bezos. And I think I'm gonna title this video, if my parents gave me Adderall at 10 years old, I would be Jeff Bezos right now. But I don't even know what my advice would be, because now, being a teenager, when I was a teenager, you could get a job anywhere. But getting a job now is so freaking hard. I applied to McDonald's like 3 years ago. Fucking McDonald's rejected me. So I really can't help you on the job front right there. But what I can say, money or not, that should not stop you from making experiences that are going to shape you. Because being in high school, being in middle school, those are your formative years, right? I would say maybe your early 20s. Okay, let me take a sip of water. I would say maybe your early 20s is probably a part of your formative years as well. But high school especially, like, make friends, talk to people, okay? Us as humans, we are social creatures, okay? And this is for my shy little freaks out there, okay? I'm looking you dead in the face. Babe, this is for you, okay? Go out, make some friends, make memories, do the crazy thing, stay up, do an all-nighter, do something wacky. I promise you, there is nothing good in being a goody tissues for everyone around you. There is nothing good that comes out of that except you losing yourself and you losing your voice and you not putting yourself first. So go out, do the thing, make the memories, and fuck anyone that doesn't agree. And if they don't agree, send them this video and I'll talk to them. Unless it's like your grandma, I don't know. That's very sensitive territories for me. But yeah. I guess that's the end of this video, guys. That's all I wanted to say. I was 2 gummies deep last night, and I was like, oh, what am I going to talk about for tomorrow? Usually I just turn on the camera and bullshit, but I feel like I want to have a topic, and I was thinking, like, dang. I was thinking, dang, like, I'm 22, and sometimes I just want to sneak out my parents' house and, like, fucking fuck around. But everyone my age is like, on some sophisticated shit. And no one's doing that anymore. So if you're a teen, do that. And also, if you're my age and you're like, girl, I live in the Midwest too, and there's nothing for me to do out here because everyone out here is having young kids and babies and getting married and engaged and stuff, and I just want to party. I don't know where that accent came from. Hit me up, girl, okay? I love you, you little freaks. Subscribe today to become a part of Freak Nation. Like the video and comment. I just shook you guys. I'm so sorry. I love you, little freaks. And I will see you guys in my next video. Also, before I go, this is my third update I wanted to say. I am now posting on YouTube Shorts. So, trying to get some engagement going, okay, guys? I love you freaks so much. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Welcome back to the Freaky Fab Podcast, you guys. I'm your host, Reese Nicole. And today, okay, that's going to be inserted in the beginning.